how do you, there we go. We've got it recorded. Just before I get into using the software, I'm going to put this on the screen and I'm going to copy and paste this into the chat as well. These are a bunch of handy links for different foresters and CPP sites that you might need. So let me just copy this into the chat box. Hopefully there we go. There it is. So the first one, maybe I should put this as, this is the Foresters e-app. And this is the Foresters e-app. This is the CPP e-app. Oops. Here is the CPP e-app. Okay, so these are all helpful links. I put it into the chat. If you want to, if you're on the call, you can click on them and bookmark any of these. So we have the first one. This is, once you have your Forester's code, this is how you register for the Forester's e-app. So you need to have a code, contract selling code for Foresters. Then you can click on this link to register for the e-app. Once you're registered, this one here is the second one is the website to log in to use the e-app. So the registration link here, how you log in here with Foresters. On the CPP side, once you have your CPP selling code, this is the registration page to register for our CPP e-app. And then this is the, this one here is just the, actually this one, yeah, sorry, this one here is just the page to log in to the CPP e-app. Foresters Mobile Quotes. So Foresters Mobile Quotes is a website you can run quotes online. I'll show you what this one looks like. Just note that this page here, so this is our Foresters online quote. You can get pricing here, but you cannot generate the illustration. So if you just want to know the pricing and the cost, you can use the online quote right here. But if you want to run the illustration with all the numbers, that's where you have to use the downloaded software, which looks like this. So let's go back here. So this one will let you run quotes, but you need to use the software to run the illustration. CPP, there is no downloadable software. It's all done online, and that's right here. And you can generate the illustration off of the CPP one. And then finally, to actually get the software, the Forester software, which looks like this, what I'm looking at, this is the link at the bottom. This is, you click on this, it will download and download the software. And then once it's downloading, you can then install it onto your computer. So that's in the chat box. If you never need these, Ashraf, if anyone wants any of these, I have them always available. Let me know. But those are helpful links to run the quotes and use the software or need the software. Okay. So let's pretend that you went and maybe you already have this installed, but if not, you clicked on this link, you download it, you installed it. So it's going to open up to this. Right now, the current version is showing here in the top corner 2.0.196. When the software opens, if you are connected to the internet, it will always try to update to the most recent version if it's not current. And then you can also go into the help, and you can click on redo software update. Oh, it says there's an update available. Maybe I wonder, I shouldn't have done that because now I might. Let me see if I can. You know what? I'm gonna hold on one second. That might take too long for today, so I'm going to stop that from updating on me.
No, it doesn't take too long. Maybe a minute. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I've already stopped it, so I'll have to do that. Not sure why that didn't pop up. I wasn't sure or I wasn't aware there was a software update. Okay, so I'm gonna say no just for today because I don't want it. I know it might just take a minute, but I don't trust it sometimes. But there you go. I opened it and it says yes, there's an update available. So then I would normally say yes here, but just for today, I'm going to say no while we're live here. So when you open the software, you're going to see Advantage Plus. Advantage Plus is the participating whole life. That's what opens by default. If you want to look at the other products, click on the products tab here at the top, and you can look at all the different products that we offer. We have the Advantage Plus, which we're on right now, non-par whole life, which is non-participating, no dividends, term 10, term 20, term 30, and then we have our 2 critical illness policies, Live Well, which is a 4 covered conditions CI, a simplified issue CI. Live Well Plus is our fully underwritten 25 covered condition CI. So if you want to quote any of those, you just click on it and it's going to change the product. So now I'm quoting the term 20. So that's how you switch between the products. If you want to change the default, you can go into your settings. So under options, settings, down here, if you want to say, when I open the software, I don't want it to open up to Advantage Plus, I want it to open up into another product, you can do that. You can also put in your advisor information that would show every time. So you can change all of those in this settings. The other thing in the options tab that's very helpful is if you go to options, right here, view print forms, applications, and product info. This is helpful. If you click on that, you can download a copy of the application. If you wanted a paper version or a digital fillable PDF paper version, you can get it here. For example, this one that I have highlighted, this is the e-signature application for life and critical illness, fillable PDF. So we have our e-app system. This is another option you can use, which is a fillable PDF where you can type it in, fill it in, use DocuSign. You can also use Adobe Sign, and you can also use OneSpan Sign. Those are the 3 options: DocuSign, Adobe Sign, OneSpan Sign, and you can fill it out that way if you'd like. So that's one option. The other option is use the Insurance Assist portal. And I would recommend using this portal once you have your code. If you don't have a selling code yet, you can't use the portal. So that's where you can go into the software and use the this option, or use this one here where you can just print it out and fill it out by hand. You can do that too. So that's in there. If you want product information, you have product advisor guides, brochures, different things on our products you can find there. And other forms, if you need some additional questionnaires, maybe the client mentions they have some drinking history, for example. There's the alcohol questionnaire, aviation questionnaire, all sorts of things, beneficiary changes and things like that. Oh, I just remembered one other thing I want to add to my list here. Let me go to actually, I thought of just two things. This one. So I'll add this. This is a Forrester's customer service forms. Put that there. And I'll add this, make that a little bigger. I'm going to add this to the chat as well. So if you ever need one of our customer service forms for Foresters, here's another link for that. And that one's great if you do need some forms like beneficiary change forms, name change, partial surrender, policy change, reinstatement, that type of thing. You can get it off this website. The other place you can get it is Blue Sky. The Blue Sky portal is the Forrester's back office portal. So once you have pending business or in-force business with Foresters, you'll have access to Blue Sky. That's where you can find your client information. I'll put this one on here as well. I keep adding to this list as we go, but Foresters Blue Sky, and that's in pending and in force. Put that on there too. This Forester portal is also really great. I want to show you something in the Forester's portal. So Blue Sky, you will only have access to once you have a selling code and you have some business with foresters. But there's a lot of good stuff in here too. Beyond the client information for your clients, there's also some other things in here. So I'm going to go into the reference at the top. So I've this page, you need to have a login, so you need to have a selling code, and we can get you this access. If you have a code with Foresters and you don't have access to this, please reach out to me, and I'll make sure our team gets your login details. But I've clicked on reference, and sorry, not my mistake. There is some information under reference, but that's not what I'm looking for. I want to go to marketing. I just want to show you some information that's in here under marketing. We have lots of information about foresters, our dividends, understanding life insurance, different forms, different product information. But there's under sales support right here, or sorry, not sales support. Let me see. I'm sorry. I just have to find what I'm looking for here. Oh yeah, perfect. So in marketing, what I was looking for was marketing training academy. So marketing, you go to Blue Sky, go to marketing, go to training academy. We have some really nice pieces here available for download if you're interested. For example, if you have a client that's a small business owner, okay, click on building a better business. And we have some great pieces already built for you to help you with those conversations. Business loan protection, buy-sell agreements, corporate retirement coverage, key person coverage. So let's say you've got a small business owner, they've got some key people in their business and you want to talk to them about getting life insurance for their key individuals. We have some support for that. So you click on key person coverage, and here's a little piece that you can do that you can share with the business owner about what key person coverage is. It explains that coverage. It explains how this works. So you've got a small business, they buy insurance with foresters on that person. And then if that individual has that passes away or they have a critical illness, the benefits go back into the small business. And so that's the basic strategy there. So it explains that for a client. It also gives a case study to help. This is helpful for a client to understand, what this is used for. So here's an example of a dentist practice. There's a dentist, and they have different employees that are important for the business. So they buy insurance on each of those, and what it does for the practice there. It also talks about the member benefits that they get access to. And then there's a worksheet too. So this is a nice little piece that you can then work with the client, get the business information. What's the potential lost revenue if they lose a key person, that type of thing. So I just wanted to share that with you. That's all under the Marketing Training Academy. There's some other pieces here. These are marketing pieces. You can click on it and you can download this if you'd like. But some nice pieces in there. That's all on the Blue Sky system. Again, going on to Blue Sky, going into Marketing Training Academy. If you don't have a Foresters, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, can we use this for social media?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so these are you could take this, you could save it, post it into whatever social media platform you'd like. It's a great little piece for that.
We can add our information, contact information on top, is it? That is okay.
On these pieces, particularly these, they don't have the space to put your own, but absolutely, like you could use this.
We can.
Yeah, we do have some pieces that we have that you can put your own contact info in, but these ones in particular, it doesn't look like there's any space for your own, but definitely feel free to post that. But also, great point. I do want to give a shout out to our LinkedIn. So if you're not following our LinkedIn, what I would do is go into if you're on LinkedIn, and we also, by the way, have an Instagram. We have some other sites as well, but go to Canada Protection Plan, go to Foresters, and make sure that you click follow, because we do put a lot of content on there that you can share and repost. So there's some things there. So go to Canada Protection Plan, go to LinkedIn, Foresters Financial, CPP, and follow our stuff. And we're going to have lots of content that will be shareable with your clients too. Okay, Sorry, I got off track there a little bit, but I just want to share we do have these resources available. And if you liked any of these things and you don't have access to it yet, let me know. I can share these pieces with you. We have here's another one, by the way, the mortgage and equity protection. This is more for your your typical market. You have a client that has a mortgage and maybe they have mortgage insurance that they got through the bank. We have a lot of pieces that talk about why life insurance is a better option than that. And we have a client. This presentation is pre-built for you that you could share with a client about protecting your family home. And it goes through all of this information designed for a client. So that's already there for you. So lots of great pieces that we can share to help you if you're having certain conversations with certain clients and you need some help. We have a lot of things already pre-packaged for you.
This one is do we have the printed copy for these?
We don't have this one in, oops. We don't have the print copies of these. So they would have to be basically saved to your computer. And if you wanted to go print them out, that's available. But we don't have that. But you did just remind me of my one other piece I wanted to share. I'm going to add it to the list as well, is this website. And so let's put this in the chat as well. So this is the supply order form. Okay. I think I need to put both of these in the chat. Okay, the supply order form is what we have available for printable things that we can send to you. So if you go to that website, it looks like this. You just need to put in your name and your shipping address. And if you're looking for, is it Canada Protection Plan or Foresters or both, you can see these are the things that we can ship to you. And so we have hard copy applications, A to Z, Express Elite, Critical Illness. If you want hard copy applications, you can order a stock of them here. If you want advisor brochures, if you want client brochures, and if you want to see what this looks like, you just need to click on the preview in English. Let's say the client brochure, the English version, click on here, and it will show you what it looks like. So this is what we will ship to you, like this. On these ones, there is a space here where you can put in your contact information here. But if we're shipping it to you, it will be blank. So you would need to have either a sticker or a stamp or something that you can sticker or stamp into there for each one of them. But there is a space here for your contact information on the advisor brochures, or the client brochures. Then we also have some sell sheets that we can print out. For example, critical illness. We can print we have these in printable copies that we can send to you, and these are a nice piece to talk to the client about. Leave the client, so we can definitely send you these. We have other ones, and then on Forester, same thing. We have applications, printable or hard copy applications we can send you. Then we have member benefit flyers, brochures, term worksheet, Advantage Plus, which is our participating whole life brochures, worksheets, critical illness flyer, understanding life insurance flyer. This one is a nice piece for clients. Talks about what is life insurance, what does it do, that type of thing. So, and again, on these pieces, you do have a space at the bottom where you can put in your contact info. But if we send it to you in hard copy, it comes blank. So you have to fill that in or have a stamp or a sticker or something like that. So yeah, lots of stuff here. I really like I really like these two forms at the bottom. This financial resolutions checklist. This is one of my favorite pieces. This one looks like this. And it's just a yes or no. It's a conversation starter to get the client thinking about their planning. So, do you have a will in place? Yes or no? Well, if they say no, you can talk about how Foresters offers them a free will through our member benefits. Do you have a guardian name for your children? Yes or no? If they don't have a guardian, you can talk about how Foresters has the orphan benefits, where if something happens to them, there's money there that will be paid to the guardian to help raise their children, $900 per month per child as a payment. Do you have you shared your wishes with your family about your funeral? Some of these things, it just helps you get conversations going, get people think about life insurance, think about that planning. And there's no real product stuff here. It's just help you in having those conversations with clients, make sure that they go through some important information about their planning. So you can download, or we can ship you a copy if you want to order 100 of these and use them with clients. It's a really nice piece. And then the other one I really like is this My Last Wishes, which looks like this. And this is just a helpful information, important information for my loved ones about my financial documents. So this is something you can work with your clients on, getting their information. If they have insurance policies, what's the policy numbers? Where is it located? It's in the file cabinet, in the basement office, that type of thing. Where do I have my bank accounts? Where's my savings accounts? So this is for when they die, their family member doesn't have to go, I don't know where anything is. I know they had something somewhere, but this is a document you can store somewhere important for the client. And then their family members, their loved ones, know where to go search for important information. So there you go. Key contacts, so they can make sure that they have your information in there. So, an attorney, power of attorney, bankers, all those sorts of things, important stuff. Life insurance advisor, there's where you could maybe, if you do home and auto, you could be there. If you're their investment broker, you keep putting your information in there. Social media nowadays, that's a new one. Maybe you want to inform a platform that they're no longer with us, and here's your username and that sort of thing, so they can take down those accounts. So a really nice piece that you can work with the client on, again, just for their benefit, but it's helping you in those conversations with clients and making sure they're getting their affairs in order. Okay, so we've got about 20 minutes left. I'm going to spend the rest of the time in the Foresters software. But if any of those things that we spent some time looking at triggered something for you, reach out to me. I can work through getting you that information, getting you those documents that you need. But let's have a look at the software, and I'm going to focus on the Advantage Plus, which is our participating whole life. So the first page that comes up is the client information. So there's different tabs that you can click on. The first tab is the client information, where you can put in their name. So I'll just use myself. I am 38 years old. I just turned 38, so there it is. Male, non-smoker. By the way, if you have a smoker client, this is where you would indicate smoker. And the software will calculate that quit smoking incentive automatically. So on the Advantage Plus, we have that quit smoking discount, and you can see here it's going to give us the non-smoker rate, the initial premium as a non-smoker rate. In the third year, it will bump to what the smoker rate would have been. So there's how that discount works. You just change it to smoking status, smoker, or if you keep them as a non-smoker. And the reason that there's a difference here in the smoker versus the non-smoker is because of the dividend option that's being chosen, which is the enhanced insurance. So I'm going to start with the enhanced insurance. This is a sweet spot for foresters, and it's an excellent product option for somebody looking to have a more affordable permanent insurance. We have 5 different choices available for a dividend option. So with any participating whole life, the value of a participating whole life is that the policy will earn dividends. The client will purchase a policy, and every year, it's not guaranteed, but every year the insurance policy will pay out a dividend to policy owners, which can be used for different things. The most common choice that people are familiar with is called paid up additions. And what that means, when you have paid up additions, the policy earns a dividend, that dividend is used to purchase paid up additional units of insurance. So let's say you earned a dividend that was $1,000. That dividend, use that $1,000 to buy, let's just use easy math. Let's say it bought $2,000 of more insurance. So if you started with $250,000 of coverage, you earn a dividend. Now you have, and it earned $2,000 of paid up additions. Now your policy is worth $252,000 of dividend or of coverage, and that's locked in. That can't be taken away. There's no going back down from that. That locks in the next amount of coverage, and it can grow in cash value. It can grow in size from there. So this is a great, I'm on paid up additions right now, and I'm going to change a couple things. I'm changing it to monthly. I'm changing it to 20 pay. So this is a really good policy, but when you look at this, it costs $520 a month. So if you present this to the client, if they can afford it, great policy to buy. It's paid for in 20 years. It's going to grow. But maybe the client tells you, I cannot afford $520 a month. It's out of my budget. Well, you have another option to look at, and that's the enhanced insurance option. And now when you'd run this quote with the enhanced insurance, instead of $520 a month, it's $349 a month. That's quite a bit of savings that you can get using the enhanced insurance. And the way that the enhanced insurance option works is the client is still purchasing $250,000 of coverage. So that's a lifetime guaranteed coverage amount, $250,000. But there's a basic coverage amount of, in this example, $167,000 is the basic whole life component. Then we add the enhancement, which is $82,000. So if you add those numbers together, $167,000 plus $82,000, you're going to add up to the $250,000. How this policy works is it's a lower cost, but you still earn dividends. And the dividend is going to, over time, replace the enhancement back with whole life, with paid up additions, until the enhancement is down to zero and the whole life units are back to the 250. And then you'll start to see the growth above 250,000 after all of this enhancement is taken care of, which will take about 25 years roughly. And we'll look at the quote here. To run the quote, you click on the printer icon. Once you've built your plan, you click on the printer icon, you'll generate the illustration. So here's my example. I have 250,000 of coverage. It's 167 of the basic amount, 82,000 of the enhancement adds up to 100 or 250,000. And then when we look at the numbers, you're going to see the death benefit is not growing in this plan design at first. And it's going to be down the road here, and it's 25 years where now you start to see the growth. And there's another table in the chart. Let me scroll down through the illustration. Here's what's happening. So we have our basic amount of coverage. We add on the enhancement, which is the 1-year term insurance. That's the enhancement. You add this, plus the paid up additional insurance that is being bought by the dividend. So this, plus this, and you get the death benefit. So what you're seeing is the 1-year term insurance is going down. The dividend is being used to buy paid up additional insurance. So the dividend is growing this. The 1-year term insurance is getting replaced. And 25 years down the road, the enhancement is now down to zero. But we continue to earn dividends. We continue to buy paid up additions. And so at this point, you're going to see the death benefit grow. And so now you'll see the growth of the plan. So this costs much less. The trade-off is you lose some growth, but at a more affordable price point. And let me show you, I have a piece that I've been working on that I think this is a good time to show you a certain piece that I have built. And what I wanted to do here is build something, and this is just again, a conversation piece that you can use, because these are, with foresters, these are the two most common dividend choices that we have with Advantage Plus. Paid up additions, which grows, the dividend buys more coverage right out of the gate, or the enhanced insurance option, which is more affordable. It's going to grow a little bit slower. So how this works, and in my example, I could use a different example here, but I've used a 43-year-old male buying 250,000 of 20 pay. So that's the client looking at two different options. So we have one option looking at the paid up additions, 20 pay, 250,000, versus the enhanced insurance option, 20 pay, also buying 250,000. The pricing difference you can see here, this one costs $600 a month. This one costs $424 a month. In total premiums that they will pay, this one they'll pay $145,000 of total premiums for a guaranteed coverage amount of $250,000. On this one, they'll pay a total premiums of $101,000 for, again, a total premium or total guaranteed coverage of $250,000. Here's the comparison between these two options. The projected cash value after 20 years is $152,000 here, or on this side, $104,000. So roughly a little bit higher than the total premiums that they have in cash value after 20 years. But of course, because paid up additions grows stronger, you're going to see higher death benefit in 20 years, as well as at age 85. You're going to see the cash value growth, the death benefit growth. But remember, this one costs $181 a month less. So that offers some planning options for you. If they want the growth, paid up additions works great. Another option is you use the enhanced insurance. You save $181 a month. What could you do with that $181 a month? Well, you could add 20 term, $750,000 of rider for $97 a month. You could also buy a $50,000 term 80 critical illness for $97 a month, and add the CI for $75 a month. So in total, you now have a plan that offers the client $1 million of coverage, $50,000 of CI, all for a total premium of less than what the paid up addition offers. So you can show a client a couple of choices there. Paid up additions, no question, it's going to grow. It's going to have a nice death benefit. It's going to have nice cash value. The enhanced insurance is a lower cost, but that does allow you to save money, which you can buy additional types of coverage. You can maybe buy disability, CI, maybe do an investment for the client, you know, a $100 a month of TFSA or something like that. You have that additional flexibility just comparing those. So that's just something to show, you know, you can use this with the client to say, these are two choices you can look at. Here's how they're different, and allow the client to make an informed decision. The other thing I did was the same idea. We're still comparing paid up additions, and enhanced. But what I did here, what I did on this one is I matched the premium. So these are both $500 a month. And you could design it whatever way, whatever the premium is per month. So when I compare it this way, the paid up additions will buy $205,000 of coverage. The enhanced would buy $294,000 of coverage. Premiums will be the same, $500 a month. So that's the total premium they would pay over 20 years. What's interesting here is the growth after 20 years is about the same. The death benefit after 20 years is about the same, but the enhanced is actually a little bit better. Here's what's interesting. It takes 22 years for the paid up additions to catch up to the death benefit that the enhanced insurance offers from day one. So the paid up additions is going to grow from a lower starting point. It takes 22 years to catch up to $294,000. At the age of 85, they're about roughly the same. You know, the cash value is similar. The death benefit is similar. But that's the planning consideration. Using the enhanced insurance, you can get almost $90,000 of death benefit higher right from day one. It takes 22 years for paid up additions to catch up to that. So if the client did pass away within that first 22 years, they would have been better off buying the enhanced insurance with a higher death benefit. And then from that point on, they grow similar to each other. So just a couple ideas in terms of using the going back to the software here. That was comparing everything we just looked at there was comparing the paid up additional insurance like this to the enhanced insurance and looking at those two different choices. So I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but it does give you some options to look at when you're planning with premium amount and with the growth of the policy. You have some choices to look at, and definitely have a look at the enhanced insurance when you're looking for a lower cost option, which offers growth, it offers the cash value, but still it makes it a more affordable choice for that.
Joe, just quick question. When you go back to the sheet,
Yeah.
you just explained the last, this one. So the last one you mentioned for the death benefits. So enhanced protection, if you have a coverage, so it will be guaranteed on both cases, just like 205 on the paid up edition and enhanced protection.
Yes, both of these amounts are guaranteed. So the for the paid up editions, this is a guaranteed amount of coverage, and it's going to grow with the dividend.
And
This
over
one,
here is 294 is guaranteed.
yes, we have a lifetime guarantee on our
Okay.
enhancement policy.
Okay.
So this is a guaranteed amount. It's never going to go below this, unless the only way that you can lose your lifetime guarantee is if you start to make changes to your policy. And what I mean by changes, there's specific things you can do, such as surrendering paid up additions and those sorts of things. You can potentially lose your lifetime guarantee. But if you don't play around with the policy, you don't do those withdrawal requests and reduce your surrendering of those paid up additions, then we have a lifetime guarantee on the coverage amount. So it won't go below this, but it will grow beyond that with the dividend. But the slower growth, it'll happen down the road.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll show you just so that you see that what I said was true. I'm going to go into the Advantage Plus advisor guide here. And sorry, just let me find it. Sorry, just looking for the. Oh, here it is. This is what I was looking for. So we have this in our advisor guide, the enhanced insurance option guarantee. So under this guarantee, the certificate will provide at least the amount of coverage of the enhanced insurance, which is the enhanced insurance amount. This is the only time that we will not have that guarantee, and that's if the policy lapses. Of course, they may lose that. If they change the dividend option at their request, if they change it to another option, they may lose the enhanced guarantee, which makes sense. If they select the reduced paid up insurance privilege, which is an optional choice they have to take a reduced amount of coverage, or if the paid up additional insurance units are surrendered at the request of the owner. So if they make one of those changes, they may lose that lifetime guarantee. But other than that, we're going to guarantee this coverage amount that they're purchasing as the minimum. It's going to grow potentially higher, but that's the minimum.
Yeah. So basically the cash surrender, if the client or the owner deducted or they take it out, that amount will be reduced.
Yeah, so this is a paid up additional insurance is surrendered. So they do have an option where they could surrender some of those paid up additions that get earned. And if they start surrendering those paid up additions and take it as cash, they may lose the guarantee of the amount of coverage that they have, because when you surrender the paid up additions, you're withdrawing that out of the policy, and so you lose that as coverage, and so it will have an impact on that guarantee.
Thank you.
Sunny, did you have a question?
Yes, if you can go back to the Sky software.
Yep.
What's the role of the dividend variability reduction?
Good question. Yeah, so what this is in the illustration, you can choose, it's one of the tables in the illustration that says if the dividend does not perform at the current dividend scale, and it's worse. So let's say it's 0.5% worse than today. What did the numbers look like? Or if it's 0.75% worse than today, what did the numbers look like? Or 1% worse than today. So for example, if I choose 1% dividend scale interest reduction, I'll show you where this makes a difference. So when I run the quote, the first page or second page here is the numbers. And on this side is the projection based on our current dividend scale. So this is what the numbers will look like based on the dividend scale today, just going forward in the future. So that's what it's going to look like. But what I just changed is if I have to scroll down, and it's down, keep going. What I did was I changed this here. So when I selected a 1% less than the current dividend scale, that says these numbers here is what it will look like if the dividend is 1% worse than what we're projecting today. And so you can see what the cash value is and the death benefit is in 1% reduced dividend scenario.
Got it. Because I used to always run with the 0.75 and the 1% as well, but I never went that down to see what was the difference. Right now, I can make it.
Yeah, so it's a little bit farther in the illustration. So I'll just show you that again. You run it. Got to wait till it generates, and then you got to scroll. Got to scroll a bit. So I'm going to scroll down. It looks like it's on starting in this one. Whoops, I went too far. Here it is. Yeah, so it's on about page 8 or so is where you're going to see how those numbers look.
Thanks, Joe.
Another thing that you can do, and it makes more sense, I'm going to go back to paid up additions for this example, but there's something called premium offset. So if you select premium offset, and if you don't put in anything in there, if I just leave it as 0, when I run the quote, it's going to show me right here, premium offset assumption. And it does a calculation for me. I didn't know what it would be. So it says that it's going to be available at year 15. What premium offset means is eventually the dividend is large enough that it can pay the premiums that are due. So if you selected premium offset and we have it set for year 15, once year 15 rolls around, the dividend is big enough, it will start to pay the premiums for the client, so they don't have to pay it out of their bank account. So we have this designed as a 20 pay, but starting in year 15, the dividend is actually going to pay the premiums for them. So this has almost become more like a 15 pay, but this is not guaranteed. So the dividend is not guaranteed. So it may not happen around at year 15. It may actually be earlier than year 15 if the dividend does well. If the dividend doesn't do as well, it might be year 16, year 17, something like that. But this is an option. And you'll see if I go into this, there's a chart here. Now you'll see the premiums paid by the owner, and then you're going to see the annual premium paid by dividend. So for 15 years or 14 years, you're going to see the premium being paid by the owner. But starting in the 15th year, the dividend was big enough that the premium is now going to be paid until year 20 by the dividend being paid. So that's an option that's available on participating whole life, is that you can offset the premium payment out of the client's bank account by the dividend. But what you'll notice if you choose that option is it will slow down the growth, because the dividend first has to pay the premium, and then anything left over, you can buy some more insurance and grow it. So it will slow down the growth in the plan. You notice here it actually reduces the dividend, and you see the death benefit is going to go down a little bit, and then it's going to climb back up again. But for the client, they only had to pay for 14 years instead of 20 years. So again, it's another nice option that's there. And even if you choose this in the software, it doesn't happen in reality unless they opt for it in the future. So we can illustrate it, but if they actually wanted to do this, they have to let us know, if 15 years from now they say, can I go on premium offset? And if it's available, then we can do it. If not, it's just going to continue on for the 20 years as it's designed. But this is a really nice, another feature of Par Whole Life, where they may not have to pay for the full time. They can earn the dividend that can offset the premium that's required in the
So
future.
it can be done at a later stage as well after the policy is in place.
Yeah, you can. Yes. So this is just for illustration purposes.
Okay.
But in reality, down the road, they can reach out and say, "Can I go on premium offset?" And maybe if they ask us 12 years from now, we will do a calculation. And after 12 years, we might say, "No, it's the dividend is not big enough to pay the premiums. You can't go on premium offset." But maybe they come to us 15 years later and we do the calculation and say, "Yes, the dividend is large enough. You can go on premium offset." So it doesn't happen automatically. It is a request that the client has to make to us in the future, but we can illustrate it on the software using this premium offset.
Also, one more thing, how we can check the past and the current dividend rate.
So we have, I'm not sure if it's in the, let me see if it's in here. No, it's not there. We have a piece. I know it's on, well, actually, I've got it. Fastest way for me to get it is right here under my frequent documents. I can send this as well. We have the dividend history. We don't have the newest one that will be coming out shortly for the updating it for 2022. But this is our past history dividend performance. So we have this one-page piece, and you can see the dividend interest rate over the last 21 years. So this will be updated shortly. That has the 2022 numbers.
Can you please share this in the chat?
Yeah, let me see if I can figure out how to do that. Just 1 second. File. Okay. Give me a second. Let's see if I can get this to work. So it's just trying to log me in on my. Okay, and that didn't work. Let me try a different way. On my computer. Oh, this might work. Here we go. Sure. Okay, I think that worked. So I just sent it in the chat. Not sure
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, so that's that piece in the chat. We will have this updated shortly with the updated number. Good news is I haven't heard it officially yet, so you can't quote me on it yet, but I've heard that our dividend interest rate will be increasing. So I'm hoping to see, with this change in the interest rate environment increasing, that we might start to see the dividend interest rate start to rebound and start to grow again. So we'll see how that. I don't have a crystal ball to see what the future holds over the next 5 or 10 years, but generally speaking, increases in interest rates in the bank interest rates, that sort of thing, usually has an increase in the dividend scale, because a lot of the dividend performance is linked to fixed income investments, and so those are long-term bonds and that types of things, which means when the interest rates improve of those long-term investments, the dividend scale can also improve as well. So we might see now the dividend scale start to climb back up over the next number of years. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I'm hoping we'll see. All right, we are past 11 o'clock here. So the other thing I wanted to show you in the software is if you do want to run the premium solve. So the client has the premium in mind that they're able to pay. Check off this box here, and you can put whatever that number is. So let's say it's $200 a month. You put that in there, and then I just clicked out of it. Just give it a second here. It's doing a calculation. Why did that not work? Oh, it did. Sorry, it did do it. It changed it over here. There's the $200 a month, and it says, okay, for $200 a month, this is how much insurance you can buy of paid up editions. Or if I change it to enhanced insurance, same idea. If I change this to $200 a month right here, press tab to click out of it. It's going to change it to $200 a month. And then it says, okay, you can buy this much insurance on the enhanced. So that's why if you have a premium in mind that you want to calculate, use the enter premium here. So whatever you decide there, once you're happy with what you've built, then you click on this print preview button like I did, and then it'll generate the illustration for you. And I have run out of time, so I was planning on doing a little bit more training on the software, but hopefully that gave you an idea. Once you have this opened, if you want to store it now, click on the print or the PDF icon like this, and then you can then now you have it on my computer. It opens as a PDF view like this, and then I just press the save button here, and then you can save it onto your computer. So just to wrap up on that conversation, I really like our enhanced insurance dividend option. It's a really great design that offers both an affordable premium and the opportunity for cash value growth and death benefit growth. It doesn't grow the same as the paid up additions as I was showing you, but this one is a higher cost plan. So what I love is that you have two choices that you can share with the client. And if you want to go with the lower cost of the enhancement, well, then you can also do things like, I didn't show you this, but if you want to add on a rider, you just click on this button here and you can add on, let's say 500,000 of term 20, and you're probably still going to be at a better price than what the paid up additions is. So there's different ways that you can build the plan. If you do have a rating that comes into play, you can click on the rating button and put that in there. And by the way, we're really good with ratings, especially on the enhanced insurance. If you have a client, let me show you this. I'm just gonna show you something how this is really powerful. Okay, so right now this is no rating. So standard rate for this client, $350 a month. If he got rated 200%, it's going to change it to $403 a month. 200% rating, but it only changed the actual premium by about $50 a month. So ratings they are not as bad when you have the enhanced insurance chosen. So another thing. So maybe we'll cap it there. Maybe I can continue this on our next training because I'm over time now. I know it's a Saturday. So thanks for joining me on this one. We can get more into some of these, or if you want more one-on-one to go through more specifics on this, I'm happy to do that.